Have you ever felt touched by a God who knows the very depth of your heart? We have a beautiful story of a priest who was touched by God during the Divine Liturgy. In the year 1263, a German priest, Peter of Prague, stopped at Bolsena while on a pilgrimage to Rome. He is described as being a pious priest, but one who found it difficult to believe that Christ was actually present in the consecrated host. The priest was fighting a shadow of disbelief. Our God, who knew this internal conflict within this priest, so decided that a sign should be given to remove his disbelief. While celebrating Holy Mass above the tomb of Saint Christina, he had barely spoken the words of consecration when blood started to seep from the consecrated host and trickle over his hands onto the altar and the corporal. The priest was immediately confused. At first, he attempted to hide the blood, but then he interrupted the Mass and asked to be taken to the neighboring city of Orvieto, the city where Pope Urban IV was then residing. The Pope listened to the priest's account and absolved him. He then sent emissaries for an immediate investigation. When all the facts were ascertained, he ordered the bishop of the diocese to bring to Orvieto the host and the linen cloth bearing the stains of blood, with archbishops, cardinals, and other church dignitaries in attendance. The Pope met the procession and, amid great pomp, had the relics placed in the cathedral. The linen corporal, bearing the spots of blood, is still reverently enshrined and exhibited in the Cathedral of Orvieto. It is said that Pope Urban IV was prompted by this miracle to commission St. Thomas Aquinas to compose the proper for a Mass and an office honoring the Holy Eucharist as the body of Christ. 1 year after the miracle, in August of 1264, Pope Urban IV introduced the saint's composition and, through a papal bull, instituted the Feast of Corpus Christi. The most startling fact about this miracle is that God, who knew the interiority of a man, intervened to help a man's unbelief. There might be moments in our life where we might be in disbelief, moments where we think if God even knows our daily struggles. This miracle shows that when we struggle with disbelief, the place to go is the Blessed Sacrament. Our God, who knows our interiority, will speak to us through the Blessed Sacrament. In moments of prayer, He will touch our hearts and speak to us. Let us go to Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament, who is waiting for us to open our hearts to Him.